We're going to talk about error and percent error. This is 2H from your textbook. To do this, I'm just going to do one example problem from the homework. Not a problem that I gave you. It's a following problem, but it's a good representation of what you're going to be expected to do on the IB exam and on the practice problems from this homework section. So the question here is the cost of freight is dependent on container's volume. Justine lists the dimensions of a partial as 24 centimeters by 15 centimeters by 9. So she takes some type of tape measure or ruler or something and measures the dimensions of this partial that she's wanting to ship. It turns out that the actual dimensions are a little bit different. So the actual dimensions are 23.9 centimeters by 14.8 by 9.2. And so there was a little bit of error in the way that she measured her package. So these measurements are just a little bit different. So the question is, how much error is there in this measurement? So you can see she measured this one to be a little longer than the actual, this one she measured to be a little longer, and then this one she measured to be a little bit shorter. Okay, so how much error is there really? And that's what the goal is of this section, this percent error idea, is how far off is she? So the first thing we need to do is find the volume of the actual parcel. So this is a box. The volume of a rectangular prism or a box is just length times width times height. So the actual parcel is these four numbers here. So we just multiply these numbers together. 23.9 times 14.8 times 9.2. Do a little bit of calculating. So we get, let's see, 23.9 times 14.8 times 9.2, oops, I did 6.2, 9.2, we get 3,254, I'm just going to write the entire number. Okay, that was my calculator gave me. So that's the actual parcel. The units aren't going to end up mattering too much, but it's good to always take note of them. Our units here are in centimeters, so our volume will be in cubic centimeters. To do the volume of the listed dimensions, these are the ones that she came up with when she's trying to ship this package. All we do is multiply those three numbers together. So 24 times 15 times 9 gives me 3,240. So looking here, right, we're not too far off. We got the 3,200 and something. These numbers are a little bit different. So how much error was made? So whenever we ask how much error was made, this isn't a percent error. This is just how far off were we? How far apart are the numbers? So in order to figure out how far apart these numbers are, we just take the bigger one minus the smaller one. And how far apart are they? So you can see my calculator screen. 3,254.224 minus 3,240. We were 14.224 cubic centimeters off. Is that a lot? Right? I don't know. If you're measuring a very, very small object, right, like you're shipping like a single dice, right, and you are 14 cubic centimeters off, that would be a significant amount. If you're shipping a large box, right, you've ordered some type of car part, I don't know, and it comes in a very large box and you're 14 cubic centimeters off, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not that much, right? And that's where the percent error comes in, is for this size of box, right, is this very far off, okay? We're trying to figure out. So the percent error formula is a formula that's given in your IB reference booklet. So I gave this to you on your first day. Yours is on a lime green piece of paper, and this will be what's given to you when you take the exam. So it's got lots of great things inside of it. This is the first video I opened it on, so we'll kind of look through it a little bit here. Here's some different areas that you would have learned in geometry. Right, there's another circumference. These are actually, all of these are from geometry last year. Midpoint formula, distance formula, circumference, area, all that's here. And then after that, we get into our topics. Error and percent error is in topic 1, which we're currently working on, and it's this formula right here, 1.2 percentage error. Here's the formula, and it even explains what the values are. So V sub E, that's a little baby e below it, is the exact value. using our exact measurements. And V with the little a is the approximate value. What did we measure? Okay. So I'm going to write the formula down, and then we're going to see how our numbers will get plugged into it. So they give us a little e here, error. These big bars, this is back to Algebra 1 a little bit, are absolute value. V sub a minus V sub e over V sub e times 100. Okay? So absolute value, all it does is make our number positive. If it comes out to be negative, it turns to positive. When we talk about percent error, these percents are always going to be positive percents. So if you get a negative answer, just make it positive and you're probably good. So V sub a, if we read in our book, it says V sub a is the approximate value. So if you want to label this so you have it in your notes to reference, this is approximate. Approx is what I put. And V sub e is the exact. So our approximate value for this problem is this one. We approximated this. We were a little bit off on our measurements. It was a close guess. So absolute value 3,240. Our exact number is the number that we were given here, and that's this number here. So 3,254.224. And we do V sub e on the bottom. Okay, so those numbers will always match. We'll do times 100 at the end. That gives us a percent. Move my paper a little bit here. Okay. I'm not going to worry about typing the absolute value in my calculator. I just need to know that if it's negative at any point, it's going to become positive. So I'm going to do a little simplifying and we'll get our answer. I'm going to subtract my top numbers, 3,240 minus 3,254.224. Gives me a negative 14.224. Times 100. We're going to divide those numbers. So divided by 3,254.224. All right, gives me this negative here. We said absolute value makes it positive. So you can multiply by -1, whatever you want to do to make it positive. It's going to be 0.00433709 times 100 gives us, oops, I didn't make it positive. I calculated 0.0043709.345. 0.04%. That's less than 1%, right? Less than a half of. Did I multiply? Oh, I multiplied by 10. Ah, man. All right, so let's do this again. 0.0. Multiply by 100. Sorry. Okay, 0.43. All right. So 0.43. So that's less than half of a percent. That's pretty close. Okay. So this is our percent error. Just remember, you don't have to memorize that formula. You have access to it in your booklet. You just need to know that it's there. So when you're asked a question like percent error, you know where to look. Okay. So that's 1.2 under topic 1. Okay. You have 3 problems to do from that section. So you can go ahead and try those. Or this day has 2 different sections on it. You're welcome to watch the other video if you're on a roll, or go ahead and try your homework and then come back. Thanks for watching.